All right, I am back with another front flipper from Miguron Knives. This is the Kovog. I, I don't know where people come up with these names. They're weird, but that's not my thing. Okay? This one came to me from Peter over at Therapeutic Edge, much like the other one I did recently, the Erky, Erky. And I'm going to leave this out here for a second because we're going to kind of compare the two. They're very similar. Little different pricing. That one's $203 and this one's about $175, which I was a little surprised at because I thought this one would have been a little more with its carbon fiber inlay. But, okay. So it is a front flipper, but this one also is a little easier to thumb deploy than the Erky. It's still a little awkward for the reverse flick. But the top flip or front flipper works extremely well. These are very similar in size. They're like basically same size. Different shape blade, different shape handles. They are different knives, but you can definitely see the DNA in both of them. The lock reliefs, the pocket clips are very similar. Even the body screws are kind of like, they're constructed the same. That's why I wanted to bring these both out together. This one's a very nice hollow grind where you can see the belt satin finish on that. If I can, let's see if we zoom in a little bit. Looks really nice. This one, however, is a flat grind that's just a satin blade. You don't really see those grind lines. Either way, that's really a personal preference as to what you like to see. And I kind of go both ways on this. Sometimes I like this kind of more satiny look across the whole blade. And sometimes I do like to see the lines from the belt. So yeah, I can take it or leave it. This has the very similar micro milling on the scales, both sides and inside as well. It has some deep milling pockets to lighten the weight. Okay. So really quick, let's talk about the dimensions on this thing because it's very similar to the other one I did the other day. It's 4 1/8 closed. If you factor in the flipper tab, you're at 4 1/4 inches. Overall, you're at 7 3/8, 3.26 blade, 2.8-inch cutting edge, 0.014 behind the edge, M390 blade steel, weighs in at 3.7 ounces. And the overall thickness is 0.493. Now, if I look on my list, because I'm just now thinking of it, the weight on this guy is 3.7. The weight on this guy is just 2.7. Okay. This one is noticeably thicker. And I think that's where a lot of that weight comes from. Okay. It's a toss-up as to which one feels better in the hand. This one actually feels a little bit better in my hand because it's a little thicker. This one feels a little bit slim, a little bit more delicate, but that's not really the right word. This one just feels like a little bit more of a brute. Like a little bit more harder use. That one feels a little more like gentlemanly folder-ish, for lack of better words. They're both really cool. Miguron is really an up-and-coming Chinese-made company. They are just busting them out and hitting the market like gangbusters. I think they're cool knives. I don't know if I love this almost like... I do because I like this kind of style. It kind of reminds me of this, but it's way more exaggerated, the tip on the Miguron. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to decide. I'm not rushing out on buying these anyway, so I don't really need to decide. I don't own any front flippers, I don't think, at this point. I don't necessarily want to run out and own a front flipper. And most of the stuff I'm buying these days is on the higher end custom side. Okay. And that's not to be a knife snob by any means. I truly don't judge people by the knives they carry. If you're carrying a knife, you're good. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be the $45, $50 Kubi. It could be the $200 Miguron. It could be the $2,000 custom, or anything above or below that. I don't care. Just carry a knife. Just be a knife guy. Just be enthusiastic and like knives. All right. So let me give you a couple of quick size comparisons here with the Sharpie. The Spyderco, because I pulled out the Kubi, give it to you like a size comparison with it. And because I love the Hellraiser, I just do. And it does kind of pertain because of the blade shape. I'll give it to you that way. And this one does not have, it's got a little bit of grind lines, maybe you can see, but not quite as much as this Erky. Out of these two, if I had to choose, I would take the Erky. And it's not even really a choice. Yes, it feels a little smaller in the hand, but I like the blade shape better. I like its dainty, and dainty's not the right word, but I like the smaller kind of look and feel of it. So if I had to choose between these two, I would take this guy in my left hand over the Kovog in my right. Let me know what you would do. Which one would you prefer? And not that I can give you one, but which would you prefer? Let me know in the comments. Left or right? Thanks, guys. Have a great day. I have a Miguron playlist up here in the corner. Go check it out. And check out Peter's channel over here if you're not already subscribed.